and welcome to the In 10 Seconds Flat podcast from in10secondsflat.com, the famous YouTuber. This is the first one of the series, hopefully, and I'm joined today by AlphaWolfBlood.
Hello.
And Lord Fuse.
Greetings.
I am your host, Tomzy95. So, today's discussions, the main six, and our favourite fanfics. Right, so, basically guys, the main six, main point of the show. Let's settle this for once. Who is the best six? Or who's the best fanfic? Jacob, you first.
I would have to say Applejack, and my reasons for that being that I like how she's such a dependable pony, how she's there for everyone and she always wants to give her support, and she's just someone who you can trust, because, you know, her role in the elements of harmony is the element of honesty, and that is my opinion in that.
Applejack?
Yes?
Oh, that's unusual. You're not the first brony I've heard who actually likes Applejack. I mean, I'm all for Earth ponies, I'm just saying that everyone just loves Pinky better. So, Lord...
If you say so.
No, sorry. That's just my opinion, man. Love and tolerate you. Alright, Lord Fuse. Who's your favourite?
Speaking of Pinky,
Yeah?
she is the obvious choice for me. This would normally be the part where you explain why they're awesome, but, well, this is Pinky we're talking about.
Fourth wall completely broken. You don't need an explanation. So we have... Really? Well, I think I'm sort of different here. People might say Rainbow Dash, I sincerely dislike her as a person. Reminds me of small, pretty. What are your opinions on that, Jacob?
I was never too much of a fan for Trixie, to be honest. I know a lot of people like to promote her in their fanfics and whatnot, but I don't know. I just don't really like how she presents herself, I guess, how she's in everyone's face, and it annoys me how she speaks in third person.
Yes, like, we are the great fabrics.
Indeed.
You have to admit, sometimes Rainbow Dash gets a bit like that, and it's fairly annoying. May I remind you to May I Do Well episode?
Well, it's all part of her character development, how she is really overconfident in herself, and, well, maybe not quite overconfident, because I'm sure she can do a lot of the things that she brags about, but she is kind of full of herself, but I don't really hold that against her.
Yeah.
Right, so, my favourite. Let all the ponies rejoice, it has to be Rarities. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, it's an unusual choice, I'll give you that. People say Twilight is, but she's just generally Celestia's. I'm not even going to say that word, but she is. Rarity's just a generally all-round funny character. Being British, I can relate to her overly British voice. Oh, bigger than nothing, mate. Oh, anyway. Oh, hey, Lord Fuse, you know what I just realised?
What?
If Pinkie Pie is made of cotton candy, Rarity is made of marshmallows. As the famous... She is. As it famously goes, she's made of marshmallows. Oh, God.
And that was the sound of my head hitting my laptop.
Alright, what I miss? Skype shit out on me.
I thought you got offended me.
Yes, you offended me so much I quit the
Really
podcast.
quitted. I've had enough of you and your opinions, Tom. I've had it. No, he basically just said Pinkie Pie being made of cotton candy, Rarity being made of marshmallows, very famously.
You've made me want to eat ponies now.
What a weird craving for the night. You know, Mum, son, what do you want on your sandwich? Oh, chilled ponies. What? Nothing. Speaking of edibleness ponies, are you aware that you can buy Applejack spaghettis in all good retailers?
Is that so?
Is it? Definitely it is so.
Is it My Little Pony related or just happen to have
Oh
that
yeah.
name?
Applejack's on
Really?
the front. Although, I do have some grim news. On the back of the packet, Fluttershy is spelt Footershy.
That is awful. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't think I'll ever buy that just because of that fact.
Oh god, Fuse, are you aware of the Footershy comics?
Yeah.
Are you not offended by that at all?
Nope. She's still adorable.
You all love and tolerate in a single person. Right? Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you guys can hear this or not, but my cat's outside making noises, so if you hear that, just ignore it.
Your cat is a secret brony. Jacob, your cat's secret brony when you get on the podcast.
It's possible he's been up on my lap while I'm watching shows online.
Oh, wait, you need to say that like it's a plausible. Can't catch a pod. Well, that was a very
Bad pun is bad.
bad. Hey, I give the audience what they learn.
Yeah, as opposed to the good puns.
Yeah, there are no good puns.
Nobody likes funny jokes.
Right. So, does anyone want to settle on best pony?
And the awkward silence.
One we can all relate
Nope, that's
to?
Skype shitting out on me.
I decide to put out there my favourite, Vinyl Scratch. I'd say Vinyl Scratch is my favourite, Lord. What's yours?
Still Pinky.
Still Pinky? Still following the main six?
There's just no one better.
Really? You'd never looked at Derby and gone, wow, that's the definition of the fan base in one single face.
I don't know if that's really something you want to be saying.
Well, I mean, I've looked at Derby and I've gone, it's glorious, she's hilarious, she'll just go herpy derpy doo. She's only said one line in the whole entire series, and it's huge. What are your opinions on that, Jacob? That such small characters can get huge fanfics. Anyone wanna? Oh, Jacob! For all the listeners out there, Jacob is just plain awful with his computer. I'm not sure whether he's rage quitting or I don't know. He just keeps dying on us. Our parasites have infested his house. We've got to help him out here, guys. What's the best way to get rid of parasites, dude?
Well, unless you have a whole lot of instruments just lying around your house.
I'm gonna need a banjo. Now's not the time for banjos, I'm afraid.
Well, I guess if you had a laptop or an MP3 player of some kind, you could just play the song and hope that they follow you.
That would be a hilarious modification to the episode. Just Pinky rocking through the streets with some bass speakers on. I don't get why she's playing polka. I mean, surely you'd call it something else. I'd rather a song play a proper song or something.
So out of that whole scene, the one thing that you don't understand is the fact that it's a polka song.
Yeah. It's German, say it. German out canon in MLP. It's confusing. Surely there's nice songs, there's winter wrap up at the gala, orchestral, and then you get big old German horn rocking through the city going wop 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 wop. Well, like, come on, get it together.
I swear, guys, I'm sick of Skypes kicking me out like this.
You're generally getting trolled by Skype.
I came in and heard you guys talking about derpy hooves. Go off for a few seconds, come back, and you're talking about something banjos on computers. And now here I am again.
Oh dear, oh dear. I think we all agree that Pinkie Pie is generally one of the best ponies.
I like them all, but, everyone has to throw out their favorite. I do want to point out one thing about Derpy Hooves, though. I've noticed in comics and fanfics and whatnot, they always have a sad story about her, like, of Derpy Hooves getting made fun of and whatnot, but it usually pulls around with her and Dinky Hooves having a good time together.
And that moves us to our next section of the podcast, which is fanfics, being stories of which the fellow Brony community has actually made for the show. And yes, Jake and I have actually read a few of them, and they are quite depressing when you get down to them. You read and you're like, Derpy, I don't get, what is Ditzy? What's the tiny, I swear there's a tiny Derpy rolling around Ponyville. Lord Fuse, have you seen that?
Hmm?
Have you seen this tiny Derpy they use in some of the Kima episodes?
Yeah.
I don't get, is that like their alibi for Derpy or what? Oh dear. Jacob.
Gone again.
Welcome to the first podcast. Today's includes bad connections and Jacob ranting at his internet. Oh yeah, there's bones on the side, but fuck that. That can be done later. Oh dear. Oh, he's back again. Back from the...
I'm literally pulling at my hair right now. Hey, do you guys know if it's possible to get Skype through an Xbox 360? Because if so, that could probably help me out a lot.
I think it is, yes it is.
Because my Xbox has a better connection than my computer does.
Oh.
That's pretty weird.
I know.
I have actually heard something actually. They are developing an MLP theme for the Xbox Live. Does that sound good for you, Jacob?
All I need to know is how many Microsoft points is that.
Shut up and take my money.
Exactly.
Except it'd be... Oh yeah, Microsoft points. But I think we're totally moving away from this all now. We're going to
Yes.
start ranting at Microsoft and... Damn you people and your Microsoft. Right, so fanfics. Right. Anyone who is a brony has already read the Cupcakes fanfic. Now,
I knew we'd start there.
I just generally want to get your guys' opinions on it. Jacob, what is your sum up the whole of Cupcakes in 1 minute? Go.
Honestly, it is a pretty good as an erotic novel, if you're into that. I don't know if you are. But seriously, me and my friend Squirrel King, me and him each take turns, because we're pretty good at being authors and whatnot. We try to make our own versions of Cupcakes, only we try to do even worse than what he did in the original, and whether or not other people think that what we do is any more gruesome or whatnot is really up to their own discretion, I guess. But I think I'm going farther off topic now. As for the fanfic itself, I don't think, in my opinion, it was as bad as the other comments I've seen on it. It was the first fanfic that I ever read.
Is it?
And as a story, it had
Cupcakes has hunted him down.
not really too well of a developed
in his house
storyline in there. It was kind of
making
just like,
novels about him. All right then, Lord Fuse, he's fulfilled his minute. In 1 minute, Lord Fuse, what is your general opinion
It's like
on that novel?
Pinkie Pie calls Rainbow Dash to come over and make
was a
cupcakes,
terrible fan fiction,
and
and that's
she
really
just starts cutting her up. There
I
isn't
have
really
no
any
idea why
story
it's so
to it. It's
popular.
just gore.
It's just awful in every single way. I think I'd like to...
And
slip
Skype has
my
kicked
little
me off again.
opinion in on this one. It's a good, well-written novel, which unfortunately falls under the title of the world's most famous grim dark ever. It's just... I've never read things like that until I've read this thing. And for all those ponies out there who don't know what is grimdark is basically... Yeah, it's kind of like the scummy end of the internet, and people have decided to use MLP for it. And now Jacob's back to finish off his review.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, I said this when it was offline, so it's probably still in the record.